Leaders of both parties have found their way toward compromise. And I want to thank them.
Our breaking news is from the White House. That's where President Obama tonight says there is a deal in the debt crisis. It's a deal that all of the parties involved say they're not happy about, but it could prevent disaster within the American economy. The deal extends the debt limit to 2013. We have live team coverage beginning with Chris Van Cleve with the nuts and bolts of the deal. Chris.
Well, Jen, we know the next step in all of this will take place here at the Capitol tomorrow. Senate Democrats are expected to meet at 11 o'clock. House Democrats will meet as well. We know House Republicans spoke on a conference call tonight, and presumably Senate Republicans will meet tomorrow as well. We are hearing the leadership in both houses hope to possibly bring the matter to a vote as early as tomorrow night. Just in time for the open of the Asian market Sunday night, President Barack Obama tells the nation.
But I want to announce that the leaders of both parties in both chambers have reached an agreement that will reduce the deficit and avoid default.
Admittedly, it is not a done deal yet because passage in the House is not a certainty. Republicans and Democrats must come together, which has not been easy for this Congress. Democrats don't like the lack of tax increases and the potential for Medicare cuts. Republicans don't like the possibility of defense cuts. Senator Lindsey Graham thinks he'll probably oppose it and says maybe half of the House GOP could do that too.
It's a $3 trillion package that will allow $7 trillion to be added to the debt over the next decade. There is no off-ramp here. The only option is for Congress to raise the debt ceiling and to sign these initial deficit reduction savings into law.
Here's what's in it. A debt ceiling increase up to $2.4 trillion, $1.2 trillion in spending cuts over 10 years, a new congressional committee to recommend additional deficit reduction up to $1.5 trillion, and automatic trigger cuts if Congress doesn't act, including cuts to Medicare and defense. Just 2 days left until the Treasury runs out of money and the U.S. defaults. Many on the Hill seem to think now is the time to make a deal.
But the message you send to the world, not just our markets, but to the world, that the United States of America is going to default on its debts is a totally unacceptable scenario and beneath a great nation. We are in agreement, number one.
Amen.
And there seems to be consensus that the bill will have an easier time passing the Senate. In the House, it could get complicated.
Okay. They're talking about all this debt, and they want to borrow 2-point-something trillion, and we owe this and that. But yet they're cutting back on Medicare and cutting back on things for the low-class people, like the people like us. Cut back stuff for the Congress. Like, cut back their money. They're still making their millions, hundreds of thousands, billions, whatever they do. Cut back their money. Don't cut back on us. This is what I don't get. What do you guys think about this whole thing on the society and how everything's going? Obama said change. Only thing that has changed is we have a black president.